With answers to your questions on the Ebola case, Dr. Oz joins us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Lauren.
And you're going to be talking about Ebola on your show today. I think when people hear that this infected person is in strict isolation, that they're looking for anyone who may have come in contact with him, it's tough to not worry. Are you surprised by this case?
I'm not surprised. Behind closed doors, experts that we have been polling have all sort of said the same thing, which is sort of hard to imagine it wouldn't come to America. In fact, we announced that on our first show of the new season. The reality is that it will probably happen again. It's hard to imagine again with the CDC predicting more than 1 million people getting the virus in West Africa before it finally is burnt out, that additional travelers don't somehow sneak through borders or even through legitimate ways come through borders. And I also think it's unlikely that we won't have at least a few people get the virus of people who have come here. The good news is that the one time this has happened in this current epidemic in Nigeria, they were able to quarantine enough people to stomp it out before it spread too widely. And I think we are very prepared in America. We've been working with the CDC closely on this. They're on the show today, actually. The expert in this area is going to be very open about what's going on right now with Ebola and concerns in this country.
Yeah, you look up Ebola on the internet this morning, and it seems like there's conflicting reports. Some are saying that it's getting worse in Africa, could cripple the world. And then you see other headlines saying that, if drastic measures are taken in a couple months, this Ebola crisis might be over. Where do you stand on this fight? Where do you think we really are?
Oh, it's going to get worse before it gets better. I'm completely confident in that unfortunate reality. But that's not the scenario that keeps me up at night. What we're talking about this afternoon is something that really is my biggest concern. This virus mutates a lot. It's already mutated 50 times. The concern is that it could mutate and become airborne. By that I mean, just like the regular flu that's so contagious, it could rapidly begin to get spread from one person to another if you can cough and have that cough droplet take the virus to another person. Currently, that's not what happens with Ebola. You're only really infectious once you develop symptoms and only if someone sort of touches you. And that might not always be the case. And if that changes, now we have a deadly virus, which is the real issue today, that now becomes a contagious virus, which could be the big issue tomorrow.
We don't want to see that. Dr. Oz, thank you so much for joining us this morning.